welcome to each and everyone. Respected Principal Ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Anjana Roth, our esteemed guest speaker for today, Mrs. Snehal Vithani, respected Mr. Sachin Kadam Sir, our ever-loving professors, Mr. Ketan Kamble Sir, Mrs. Savita Upasni Ma'am, Miss Pratibha Kamle Ma'am, Dr. Paulmati Lucas Ma'am, staff members, my dear colleagues, and most importantly, our enthusiastic, energetic audience for today. I wholeheartedly welcome you all for today's informative webinar session on holistic approach to women's health, which is organized by the second year B.Ed students of Dhyan Ganga Education College in association with the People's Foundation, Arna Foundation, Kushia Foundation, and Vishwa Kalyan Samajik Samastak Foundation. Women and men face unique challenges in everyday life. Common barriers for women includes lack of time, lack of motivation, parenting demands, lack of energy, health conditions, and lack of money. The COVID 19 pandemic has also brought this fast moving world to a standstill. It has hampered many aspects of the lives of people, including routine fitness activities of fitness freaks, which has resulted in various psychological issues and serious fitness and health concerns. To address all these, we have organized this webinar, which is very much need of the hour. Without wasting much time, I now request my friend Dipshika, to take the session forward.
Thank you, Ms. Manju. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, women are in every field, every profession. Striking a balance between work and family does get a bit overwhelming. I will take you through 7 important things that we must know about women wellness. Can I have the next slide, please? Wellness is necessary to thrive. So, in order to give our best performance, we have to take care of not just our physical health, but also mental, social, and emotional health. So, it's that simple concept that if you don't feel well, how will you make others feel good? Another important aspect is to learn how to manage stress. In yesterday's webinar, the team has explained this concept at length as to what is stress management, what are the problems related to stress, and how can we, what are the different techniques that we can manage stress. So essentially, we have to figure out how to calm down our nervous system. It could be different for different people. Um, so it could be meditation, yoga, going for a walk, or taking a relaxed bath, watching a comedy movie, whatever it is. We have to figure out what works for us and then practice. Practice whenever we are in a stressful situation, and that is how you learn how to manage stress. Then creating a positive lifestyle. This could be done through meditation, healthy nutrition, adequate sleep, any form of physical exercise. It could be cycling, running, jogging, dance, yoga, aerobics, whatever works for you. And most importantly, surrounding yourself with people with a positive mindset. Then women's health education is vital. Why women's health? Because women takes maximum decisions for their entire family uh, as far as health is concerned. So if women's health improves, wellness for the whole family will be taken care of. Can we have the next slide, please? You all will agree that women are the primary shoppers. So if women are aware and informed of all the options available, it will create a transformation. In fact, you might have observed that it is already creating a transformation. People, especially due to the pandemic and lockdown, have become so conscious and mindful of all the choices that they are making in terms of the food that they are consuming or the other health practices, how they're spending their time. So there is a huge demand in wellness products and services, including personal care, organic food, natural and alternative medicine. The wellness industry is actually witnessing a huge boom right now. You would be surprised to know that the global wellness economy is around $4.2 trillion market. Lastly, women health creates sustainable wellness for all. So, what this essentially means is when women benefit, it is not just their immediate family that benefits, but it is also passed on to generations. You might have observed this happening in your own family. You might see some health practices running from generations in your family. You might have seen your grandmother, then your mother doing it, and then you are following the same practices, which will then passed on to the younger generation. So this is what they mean by sustainable wellness for all. In a nutshell, if women's wellness is improved, it will have a positive effect on our family and the world at large. That's all from my end. I'll request Ms. Jyoti to take us forward from here. Over to you, Jyoti ma'am.
Thank you, Dipshika ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Women's wellness for the world. When women's wellness is supported through all the cycles of life, it creates profound ripple throughout her life and her relationship, family, community, and the world. There is one famous slogan, healthy woman, healthy world, embodies that the fact that as a custodian of family's health, woman plays a critical role in maintaining the health and overall well-being of her communities. However, because of many roles women play, they too often are focused on the healthcare of their spouse and the children while neglecting their own needs. A woman can give birth to a healthy child, and thus it leads to a healthy world. It is imperative that women take the time to maintain good health for themselves as well. In fact, a number of illnesses that affect women can actually be prevented to reach their ultimate potential. As a priority, we should take care of the health of women to reach the potential of their in the office, homes, careers, and their day-to-day life. Sharpness of mind, agility in thoughts, speed in action, each of these attributes has cognates in our physical bodies. Thus, women's wellness is an essential for the world's health. Thank you. Over to you, Manita ma'am.
Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am. So, a very warm good afternoon to all of you. When we say women health, so women health, it refers to the health of the woman, which differs from that of man in many unique ways. Women health, how can we define women health? Is it just the physical health? No, it is a complete physical, mental, and or infirmity. Fitness is just not necessary for enhancing your beauty or just your outer look. So, the woman health plays a very crucial role. It is very crucial in all the terms. It is rightly said the health of the woman is the health of the family and so the health of the society. Lack of fitness among the women can lead to various diseases regarding her mental health, which results in depression and anxiety. Maybe talking about her feelings may improve her health. Talking about her mental health helps improve our communities by making it more acceptable for those who are suffering from mental illness to seek help, to learn to cope, and to learn to get out of this kind of diseases. And an early stage reduction can be very prevented also. For that, they can keep themselves active, they can eat well, they can keep in touch with many people surrounding who are making them happier, they can ask for help, and they can take a break from the routine which they are carrying on. and even they can persuade into those things which gives them more happiness. Since mental health of the woman is a very important topic, it has to be inculcated between them. Next, I'd like to forward it to Kavita Valuj ma'am to carry on and proceed it further. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manita ma'am. Research shows emotional distress makes you more vulnerable to physical illness by impacting your immune system. Deeper relationships, when you're equipped with the skill to manage your emotions, it's easier for you to connect with others and show your empathy and compassion. Over to Geeta ma'am.
Thank you, Kavita ma'am. Good afternoon to one and all present here. It's a great privilege, honor for me to introduce our chief guest speaker for the day, Dr. Snehal Vitani. Dr. Snehal is a medical professional who has chosen prevention over care, over treatment. She runs a fitness center by the name Keep Fit Aerobics and yoga center at Vasant Vihar for women for more than 25 years. At this center, she takes care of a large family in a holistic manner. Though she's a doctor by profession, she's a confidant by choice. She has a solution for every problems we bring to her. Her husband is an engineer from BITS Pilani, and her daughter, who is also a doctor, specialized in anesthesiology at Nair Hospital, currently working in the US. I will prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. Dr. Snehal is a doctor with a difference. She totally abides by the above clause of her Hippocratic oath. A genuinely warm and a caring person, she has made a difference to innumerable lives that have come in contact with her through her gently persuasive and highly motivating ways. She believes in simple living and She believes in simple living and high thinking and leads by example. The Keep It Arabic Center, which Dr. Snehal has been managing since a long time, has seen transformations galore in physics as well as in psych. Her holistic approach stands her in good stead as she always look at physical health in conjunction with mental and spiritual health. The world definitely needs many more beautiful souls like her. So to have a knowledge on women's overall health development, may I request Dr. Snehal, ma'am, on screen, please. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, thank you, Geeta ma'am, for a very complimenting introduction. Good afternoon, everybody. And I'm very happy to be here with all of you today. And I will begin your webinar with a short story, which is very inspiring, which I really love. It's about this guy. So many of you may be aware of it also, that there was one dacoit by the name of Ratnakar. You know, he used to plunder people who would be traveling through the forest, like when, you know, in the olden days, people used to go from one village to the other, you know, through the forest and all. This guy used to plunder them, rob them, kill them. That was his profession. He used to do that all the time. So one day, one rishi was passing through the forest. Incidentally, he was Naradji. So this guy catches hold of him and says, "Come on, you have to, you know, give me whatever you have." He says, "I am an ascetic and I just have my kamandolu. I don't have anything." He's saying, "I'll kill you if you don't give me anything." He's saying, "Wait, I just want to ask you one question, you know, like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you robbing people and why are you killing people?" So our friend Ratnakar says that that's how I run my family. Like, you know, I have parents back home, I have my children, I have my family to take care of. This is how I take care of them. So this Saint Naradji says, "Why don't you go and ask them that you are committing such huge sins? Are they ready to share the sins with you?" So he said, "Of course they would do that." Saying, "No, I'll wait for you here. Why don't you go and check it out?" So this guy sits and he tells all his friends, you all sit here, see that this guy doesn't disappear. I'm coming back very soon. He goes back home. He goes to his father first. Says, Father, Dad, like I'm every day plundering people, killing. Will you share my sins with me, There's one sadhu who says that you just go and check. So this father says, no, that is not something I'd like to share. I'll do everything for you, but I'll not share your sins. He's saying, Dad, that's too bad. He goes to his mom. Asks his mom, you love me the most. I know mothers are like different, so you will share my sins. I know that. So mom says, I love you a lot, but no, sharing your sins in such huge matter where you're killing people, no, I can't do that. Then he goes to his wife, saying, you are my Ardhangini, my better half. I'm sure you will share my sins. So this lady says, no, I won't. Like, this is something that I can't really do. I'll do everything for you, but not sharing your sins. Goes to children. Children says, no, Dad, no ways, we can't do that. We are very grateful for what you have done to us, but no, we cannot share our sins with you. So this guy goes back, and on the way back, he starts thinking, saying, what is it? What is this? What happened? So he goes back, and it was Naradji. And he tells Naradji, falls at his feet and says, you were right. Nobody is ready to share my sins. And this man, Thakur Ratnakar actually was Rishi Valmiki, actually became a great saint later on after this realization. And he is the one who wrote the great Ramayana. So what is the moral of the story? Why did I tell you this? Each of us has to take charge of our karma. As responsible women, as she said earlier, we play a number of roles, like as, a mother, as a daughter, daughter-in-law, as a wife, as friends. We play a number of roles at work, at office. There also we play a number of roles. So they are all responsible roles. So the thing is, if I as a person am not keeping fit and I'm not in charge of myself, how do I, I'm doing injustice to the rest of the people, all my responsibilities. So this is the reason why we begin this, it's something we need to take charge of, our health, our fitness. So being a fitness instructor with a medical background, I'd like to take you through a holistic approach of this whole thing. And that is, we'll divide it into physical, mental, social, and spiritual fitness. Now, when we talk about physical fitness, what is the goal? Like Swami Vivekananda had said, into a fit body, there can be a fit mind. You can do something, you can achieve anything, you can follow your dreams, take care of your family, only if you are physically fit. That is the main goal. And all of us have realized in this pandemic that fitness is such an important thing. You want to be free of diseases. You build up your immunity. We hear a lot of things about immunity now. With all this, a lot of things have come into realization actually, that this is what is required. So many of us have health issues. So many of us have family histories which are not very good, So we all have certain goals which we need to pick. We need to realize what is our goal in life. And then I love this 2C principle, this 2C principle I call this is that first C is that I have to be convinced that yes, this is my issue and I need to deal with it. So how do I deal with it? This is the first C is conviction. And we have to have that conviction that I want to do this. And once I have the conviction, I go ahead and have the commitment to it. So once I'm committed, फिर मैं मेरी भी नहीं सुनता, like how Salman Khan says. एक बार मैंने तय कर लिया, फिर मैं अपनी भी नहीं सुनता. That is the first thing. And when we go to what do we do now for physical fitness? Now see, all of us cannot be sportsmen, but see, many of us have inclinations for certain sports. So each one can pick what they like. Now that is again another thing. You need to sit and sort down your own goals, and your own preferences. Like say, some you can either take up sports, or you can join an aerobic center, like how we have our Keep Fit Aerobics. You can do yoga. You can join a gym if you like to use instruments and those things. Or you can go ahead and, go for a long walk, join any group, and make it into a group activity where, 3 or 4 friends move around together so that you enjoy the activity that you're doing. And keep a certain timing for it. Like randomly, if you say, no, I will do it whenever I have time in between, it will never happen. So you have to make time for it. You have to have that time which this is the time that I have to do my workout or my exercise or my walk or my sport, whatever. You just cannot have it random. Another thing is, don't think that you're too big or too small to do any activity. There is no age limit. Anybody can do it. It's only that you have to be motivated enough. You have to have that 2C. You have to be convinced and you have to have conviction, and you can do anything. You can be however old you are. Doesn't really matter. Or however young you are. So make it at least minimum 3 days a week that you will give your best. At least do a 40 minutes workout of any sort that you like. The second thing is about diet, which is a very interesting thing. In fitness, after exercise, 50% is diet. Like most women, again, when I told you about goals, there's one more goal which most women have is weight loss. Now, weight loss again is like not only with exercise. You have to be aware of what is going in your mouth. That aware, it should not be that you're doing it out of convenience or habit. Chalo ye kha liya, wo kha liya, bahut bhook laga, pick up a bottle and eat some couple of biscuits. See, there you are going wrong. So always plan out your meals and keep spares what you would eat if you are really hungry. Especially people who are working, like all you people are all students, many of you need to go back home, and when you reach home, you're so hungry that you don't know what you're going to eat. You just reach out to anything. So try to, first drink one or two glasses of water, sit down and think. These are things, food is a sadhana. It's a very spiritual thing, where you have to be totally aware what is going in your mouth. Otherwise, you're messing up with your health in a very big way, which we don't even realize. So if I take you through the day, like when you get up in the morning, see that you have some water, hydrotherapy, which is really, really good. Either if you are a person who is regularly constipated, you can have warm water, but don't drink very hot, which can cause acidity. So first thing is drink water, have your cup of tea if you have to have coffee or tea. Have a fruit in the morning. And when you're eating your breakfast, see that you eat your breakfast, because it's a very, very integral part of your day. And that too, in breakfast, try to have more of protein diet, where, you make it a point to have a bowl of sprouts, or if you're eating eggs, you can have eggs. Don't eat fatty food all the time. Okay, it's fine to have your upma, poha and all that, but in that also try to incorporate, along with that, a bowl of high protein. Because, these are habits which you can inculcate within yourself and your children. Like if you have your kids, if they see you that you never eat your breakfast, they are not going to follow you. There are things like, in fact, we have incorporated in our fitness center that I would love to have everyone bring a bowl of sprouts every day, and after the workout you immediately have a proper protein portion, and you will not believe there was so much reduction in hair fall. Like every day when they started eating a bowl of sprouts, so many people came back and told me that our hair fall has stopped. Your skin glows. You start feeling a sense of well-being. In fact, children who eat proper protein and go to school, they don't fall asleep in between. Otherwise, those who are eating fatty food and they start dozing. After 1 or 2 periods, you start. Either they are hungry or they are not eating something which is right for them. So those things are important. In the day, see that there are at least 2 to 3 portions of fruits. I'm just going through the day with you. When you're eating your lunch, see that you eat proper simple meals like roti, bhaji, dal, chawal, and that is perfect. If you're out, carry with you something. Add a portion of dals or sprouts or legumes, which is again proteins. See that you have a portion of salads, which is also very important for your fiber in the body. Nutritive value is great in salads. So see that you have those things in your meals. Make them simple, easy, which is not very complicated. Dinners, like generally, good idea to have one portion of, again, dinner, you eat whatever you want, but you add dosas or moong dals, chilas, those things, which soups, big portion of soup. There's no need to make a heavy meal for dinner. So those are the things, one portion of maybe a leafy vegetable, just tossing in some things. These are very simple things. It's only in our minds that we sometimes create, oh my God, so much I have to do. No, it's not that. They're very simple, basic things, like you chop things and keep in your fridge also. Sometimes, I feel even when I keep, if I have carrots or cucumbers in the house and I peel them and keep them in the fridge, it's easy for me to reach out and start eating, Even when you have to serve your children, suppose they come back from school, believe me, if you just slice some carrots or cucumbers and put nimbu and salt on it and keep it on the table, they will be over. They will definitely eat it. So make those things a habit in, a routine in life, and that really helps when you plan your meals. And it'll take you just 5 minutes. I'm just giving you some tips, not that you don't know about it. You already know, all of us know about it. But it's just sometimes we just need to reiterate it in our minds. So that is what we are doing today, just going through it. Now, what are the other problems? Plan is this deficiencies which we have, women generally. Main thing is iron deficiency and calcium deficiency. That is the main thing we have to take care of. Every woman, I would suggest, after the age of 30 to 35, has to take a calcium supplement. It is very important. Because, even if those people, I know from experience, like people who have been really, really very careful with their diets, those who have really had, no problems in life, in spite of that, at certain age, they start getting osteopenic or osteoporosis, which is where the bones get brittle. Because baby, we think we are having a glass of milk, but you actually don't know what kind of milk you are having, how much calcium is there in your milk. So it's a good idea to take calcium supplements generally after 35. And even if you have younger daughters, you can give them during their periods time. Really helps. Another thing is iron deficiency. Many of us feel, like you may be so fat, but you might just test your blood and it will be, like you might be iron deficient. Your hemoglobin is very low. And that is why, every time, even if one flight of staircase and you're just panting, those are the signals which are telling you that you need to correct your iron. So in basic, simple things is you can have dates regularly, you can have beetroot, you can have your leafy vegetables on a daily basis. Those things which are high in iron, you can always check on Google and see what foods are high in iron. And in fact, once in 3-4 months, it's a good idea to take a supplement for 10 days, an iron supplement. You can ask your doctor or whoever and check that out. The other thing which you really need to take care in diet is fat diets. Like, don't go in for diets, which are like, it's a big fad. Like, I want to slim down and I'm going to just starve, I'm going to do something drastic, or I'm going to take some medicines which somebody suggested, कि नहीं ये खाएगा तो definitely कम हो जाता है. No, don't believe those things and don't go for shortcuts in life. Or these are the worst things. You'll be hurting yourself, harming your body, and actually you don't know what's going inside your body that time. So no need to, for film stars and other people, like, it's a different thing because they are taken care of. They're having a lot of juices and they have 10 assistants around them who are taking care of everything, their exercise and their diets. But for us, the best thing is to go on a normal diet, Cut out on your sweets, cut out on your fried foods. That is good enough. Have it one day. It's not that you go totally out of it. Once in a while, you can have a cheat day. Maybe a once in a week, in fact, you can have a cheat day. That's fine. Make your portions small. Don't eat big, big portions. That's again what causes indigestions and weight problems. Another thing is when you don't eat, and with those fad diets, acidity, which is one very, very common thing these days. Most people say that both acidity ho raha hai. That is because pehle pani nahi peete, they don't eat right time, timings are garbad. You know, whatever it is, I'll tell you one thing, they say time hi nahi milta is the worst excuse. Even when you're cooking, when you're in the kitchen and you're very busy in the morning 2 hours, you can always pick a banana and start eat it, while you're working. Nobody is going to punish you for that. So you have to take care of, and when your children see that you're doing these things, they follow you. It's just like that. Morality, what they say, is caught. You cannot teach it. Those things are very important. So next we go to mental fitness. Now that is another very important thing which she just spoke about. Like, I would make that mental fitness into one very, very basic, simple thing. And that is enjoy every activity that you do. The first thing you get up in the morning, many of us, oh no, आधा घंटा लेट उठना था, फिर भी इतना लेट, जल्दी उठना पड़ा, ये वो, we get up with a grumbling attitude, like in our heads. Oh no. If just you get up every morning and you smile, you say thank you to the Lord that, wow, what a beautiful day today. I'm going to enjoy every activity that I'm going to do today. That one thing in your head, in the morning, first thing, put that little drop in your head saying that, no, I'm going to enjoy the day. Then there's nobody who can, come in the way of your fun. That's the first thing you can, say thank you to God that I'm alive, my friends are, everything around is fine, and my family is good. I have food to eat, I have a house to live in. Is that not enough? Say I have a good health, I'm able to get up today morning. And every activity, space out activities, second thing. When you space out activities, it doesn't become a stress. Like you go shopping, you go to buy groceries to Big Bazaar or D-Mart, you come back home and quickly you are trying to push things here and there. It will make no difference if you just sit down for 5 minutes, have a glass of water, chill. Your children often tell you, Mom, chill. This is what it means. Just sit down just give yourself a little break between activities and you will start enjoying each and every activity that you are doing. There is one very nice story about Mullah Nasruddin. One day he was going from one village to another and there was a donkey with him. He was taking his donkey from one village to the other. And in the middle of the road, the donkey starts running. So Mullah Nasruddin is also running after him. बहुत भागा 1-2 kilometer. One guy was standing and walking along the side saying, Mullah, why are you running? They say, Pata nahi. This donkey is running, so I'm also running. This is what we are doing every time. This is like, we are like that. Our minds are running and we are just running along behind the mind. Like we really don't know why we are doing it. That's one thing. Another very important thing is, smiling. Smile at people. There's no harm. It doesn't cost money. If you have a smiling face, it's fine. Even if sometimes when you're walking down the road and someone's looking at you, just no need to glare. You can give a little gentle smile. There might be a stranger, but it makes you feel good, makes the other person also feel good. This can also go into social fitness. See, all these things, when you start enjoying your activities, chilling a little bit, you're mentally getting fitter. Your stress is getting lower and lower. Now, when we come to social fitness, it is very important, like a very important thing is friends. We need to have friends who are like, who help us grow. Nourishing friendships, like not complaining and criticizing all the time, blaming others all the time. Those things are so common when we get together that you don't even realize that you're going in the flow. You also start becoming a complainer, a criticizer. So it's not that they are good or bad. So people are, how they are. But the thing is that you can always avoid such company. try to be more alert with whom you're making friends.
ये DSC का pre approval है और ये post approval है ना इस बार. हाँ.
It may be that, you know, there are times when you can't avoid, like say family or their place, workplace and all, you can't avoid people. But while making friends, you can be a little more cautious in what you're doing. Another thing is be considerate. You know, actually all of us are fighting so many battles in our heads. We all have issues, you know, we are dealing with. So always, you know, try to be a little compassionate with your fellow beings, your friends, your, you know, people you're working with and you encounter. Be a little considerate. And as here we said, not bossy all the time. Sometimes we don't know, but you know, our tones are very bossy. There we are talking with, either we are talking with our subordinates, or we are talking with our children, or we are talking with our family, your husbands or wives. You know, that bossy tone, which is not a socially good thing to have. So that can be kept under control. And spiritually, that's where when you're mentally and socially getting better spiritually, you automatically tend to, you know, go towards spirituality. In that, I would just say that very important to pray every day, to keep your strength in place. Read good books, listen to good spiritual talks by great masters. There are so many things, you know, so try to do that every day, not for long, say maybe 10-15 minutes. And give yourself 10 minutes to meditate, do some breathing, pranayam. First thing you get up in the morning, even if 5 minutes you sit in your bed and just take deep breaths, just thinking positive, it makes a big difference to your day. So that is how we integrate the whole system, you know, for one person, like for each of us individually. So then, you know, I'll tell you I'll end this thing with us again, another one small story, which I like, you know, it really applies to all of us. You know, sometimes when we are so, you know, so many people bug us all the time. There are many people who are bugging us, especially at work. You know, you'll have many people who say, you know, I don't get along in this place, and I'm, you know, this person is bugging me. You may not share it, but in your mind is, you know, talking. So there was this guy who went to the HR and said, hey, please, you know, I want to resign from this job because I'm really fed up. People are all the time, you know, not very cooperative, and they're not nice with me, and I want to leave this job. So our HR friend tells him that, okay, fine, you can leave the job, but you have to do one thing for me. And that is, you will take this glass of water, which I'm giving you, and you will hold that glass of water and go around the whole office. Not a single drop should fall from that. So this guy says, okay, that's easy. So he gives him a glass full of water and he tells him it was a very large office. So he said, hold it and go. He went around the whole office, almost half a kilometer, comes back. Nothing had spilled. He's saying, I've come back. He's saying, okay, did you notice what was happening around you? Did you notice what somebody said to you? Did you notice what, you know, if anyone was sneering at you? Did you notice anything? You see, no, I was too busy focusing on my glass. I did not bother to look around. So here the moral of the story is, let us just focus on ourselves, you know, our fitness first. That will encompass a lot of things. So basically, you need to take charge of yourself. It's like brushing your teeth. We can never, ever pass a day without brushing teeth. Same way, your fitness is like that. You know, keep yourself fit every single day, all the way, physical, mental, social, and spiritual. Take that whole thing as a little package. Think about it, contemplate on it, and wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
What an inspiring session, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am, for this wonderful webinar. Now we will go ahead and take some time for questions. A gentle reminder to the audience, please be sure to type your questions in the chat box.
Any great plan to
Oh, it
start
looks like we
dieting?
have few questions here. Yeah. Any great plan to start?
Yes. The best thing, first thing, if you are very simple, make it simple. Like dieting should not be like a very, first thing is it should not be a bother to you. When you are dieting, it should not be, oh my God, I'm controlling this. वो क्या वो add आता है ना थोड़ा 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 वाला. You don't really want to be in that category. So first thing is simple things. You can just stop sugar, which is a very primary thing. You start losing immediately. If you want, if it's for weight loss, go on a nice large salad diet, make it interesting. Stay on one cereal. I like to do that. If you really want to go plan a diet, pick one cereal and stick to that. Like suppose you're eating roti or bajra or whatever, rice or whatever you like, make it into that and have small portions. Cut out on your portions, which is a wonderful thing. And another thing is, after a certain time in the evening, stop eating. Like say, if you have had your dinner by 7:38, see that you don't put anything in the mouth for the next 12 hours. Not even, like we sometimes, chalo, ek ice cream kha lo, acha, fridge mein mithai pada hai. After 1 hour, you feel like going and having a bowl of rasgulla. Don't do that. That is, just make it basic and you're fine. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. There's one more from Bindu, ma'am, here. How can we create a balance with all the 4 aspects that you have explained right now?
In what sense? It's just see a day-to-day life, like what we have just spoken about is a day-to-day routine, which I took you through. Like get up feeling happy, pray, eat properly, do your pranayam, regular exercise karo. So you incorporate the whole thing, smile at people, don't be cross and angry. We all are busy, most of us are busy. Don't keep on, putting too much stress on our busyness all the time. I believe me, everybody is busy. Even little kids are busy, So don't let it be a big bother to you.
Yeah.
And when you simplify life, you're fine. You can incorporate all the 4 aspects in your day, in a single day.
All right. There's one more from Manju, ma'am. She wants to know how to keep ourselves calm when we are tense due to the circumstances.
Yes, it is not easy. It is definitely difficult, And for a moment, all of us, blow up. In fact, it's not easy. But see, it needs practice. There is one very beautiful shloka in the Bhagavad Gita where Arjuna asks Krishna, mere se nahi hota hai, I cannot keep calm because mind is so strong and it is so chanchal and it is so turbulent all the time that it's not in my control. So Krishna gives a beautiful reply and he tells him definitely, undoubtedly. But Mahabaho, he calls him there. Mahabaho means the brave one. So we are all like that, See, actually, we have the potential. We are great people and we, God has made us human beings so that we have intelligence. We are not animals, So the thing is, we need to practice. Maybe today I got angry. Maybe I'll try. Tomorrow I'll not repeat the same mistake. We have this thing in our class that during Chaturmas, people fast, So we had made a plan that in Chaturmas, we will pick up one thing that we are not able to say. I'm not able to keep calm. I get angry and get angry on this certain person, whom I get regularly angry with. So what do I do? So we just discuss, okay, we fast on that I will try my best not to be angry with this person. So it will be first day, I'll get angry 3 times. They have ticked and kept it. This week it was 3 times I got angry. Next week I got angry. Abhyas Senatu Kauntaya, he tells him, practice. Only then you can, and dispassion. Slowly you have to start looking at things like a mirror. Like if this is a mirror and you look at the mirror, mirror will not say, "Arey, ma'am, you're looking very beautiful today, so just stay there for a little longer." No. So let us just be like a reflection. It's okay. Like this is how it is. You have to become a little dispassionate about things like a mirror. or like a camera, like it's just going to click you how you are. So if it's slowly, it requires practice. It's not easy, but we can try. So it is going to one day you practicing, slowly you can get awareness that you're getting angry. That is good enough.
The similar
No, I
question
don't
was for
practice any
Bindu, ma'am.
philosophy.
Yeah. There is one more question, ma'am, which talks about some Ayurvedic tonic, Sundari Kalp. Is it good for ladies? Can we have it? Any idea or any opinion that you want to share about that?
I don't know. I'm not aware.
So,
I mean, I'm not.
no. All right.
I don't know about it.
All right. There's one question that the doctor is not very inclined towards salads and fruits, but she eats all the exotic vegetables and green vegetables in terms when she's eating pizzas and pastas in a form of gravy. Is it fine if she's balancing out that way?
Yeah, that's fine. But see, pizzas and pastas, if you're going to eat on a regular basis, it's of course a lot of maida and a lot of cheese that you're taking in. So it's like what you need to do is cut out the pizza part of it and have more of the salads. So it's fine. The exotic salads are great.
Thank you
Okay.
very much, ma'am, for all the wisdom that you have shared with us today. Though they are simple, basic tips that you feel, but they are very important for us. And I have actually taken the notes. So it's wonderful what we have got from you today, ma'am. Thank you very much. I
Thank
would
you.
now like request our honorable principal, ma'am, Dr. Anjana Rawat, to address the audience, please.
Yeah, hello everyone. Is I'm audible?
Hello, ma'am.
I'm
Yes, ma'am.
audible? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Really, first of all, I would like to congratulate the entire SYBA team, those who organized this webinar for our audience, for our first year, second year students. Congratulations once again, because the entire program was really wonderful. The topic which was selected was really very nice, and it's applicable. We should have a holistic approach, and even in your B.Ed curriculum, if you have seen, holistic approach is there. Okay, like your art and craft sessions are there, yoga sessions are there, then your curriculum will be there. Then you need to do some community service program. So overall, holistic approach in terms of your mental health, then your physical health, and your intellectual, spiritual, so many things that will be covered from this B.Ed curriculum. I'm very happy that the resource person which you have chosen, Dr. Snehal Vithani madam, she has really explained very well regarding this approach, and all the students, they definitely got benefited from it. So thank you very much, madam, that you have accepted invitation of our student, and in a nicely manner you have explained everything, that what is to be needed if we want that policy approach should be there in our life. Okay, thank you once again, madam, and once again congratulations to the entire team and the organizer, as well as my teachers who are they have taken pain, and even all the student members, they have organized this webinar in a fruitful manner. So once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It means a lot when it comes from you. Now, I would like to request our honorable sir, Sachin Kadam sir, who is with us, to share the words of wisdom with us. Sachin sir, can we please have you?
Kindly announce once more.
Can I please request Sachin sir to address the audience? Sachin sir.
It's okay. Maybe he is busy. So you can
Okay.
proceed with both of
No
them.
problem. No problem, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we now have our own Ketan sir because we cannot do anything without your support. So please, can we hear something from you, sir, please?
First of
Ketan
all, I
sir.
would like to thank Snehal Vitani ma'am for accepting invitation from our college students, and it was approach was very holistic, and even your talk today was very holistic, and it was very practical, and nothing so much fussy or complicated. All things were whatever you have suggested. It is simple and common women, and in our daily routine they can do all these things. So thank you for that, and I congratulate the People's Foundation group. Okay, you have done really very well, as madam mentioned. Very nice topic, which is need of the hour in especially pandemic situation. Last time we talked about cancer awareness program, but this was something like how to avoid different types of disease, and it is always said, right, prevention is better than cure. So you have done very good justification, good coordination, good PPTs, and very nice, very nice. I am proud of you, and you have done all this thing in very short time. First thing, yet very organized way, and even when you were in home, so that time also, after 9:30 you were conducting meetings and all that thing, and you have done means not just People's Foundation group, even by Vishwa Kalyan group, and then afterwards Khushia Foundation. I'm really proud that now you are really got trained, and you are now perfect to be teachers. Very nice, and I thank Sachin Kadam sir also from People's Foundation. Okay, though you were not able to join us, it's okay. But always thankful that because last 2 years we are associated with you, and you always help us in community work. And first year students, you have to follow, good examples which are given by second year student, the way they are organizing. And now next turn will be yours. Okay, very nice, good, keep it up. Congrats, एकदम दिल से congrats बोल रहा हूँ. ठीक है, very nice, proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so much,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Thank you,
It
sir.
means a lot
Now,
to us, sir.
last but not the least, I would like to invite my friend Neha to please give word of thanks. Over to you, Neha.
Thank you, Navina ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Neha Chaurasia, on behalf of my entire team, extend our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Snehal Vithani ma'am for giving her valuable time and sharing her knowledge with us. I also would like to thank our Honorable Principal, Mrs. Anjana Rawat ma'am, our beloved professors, Mrs. Savita Upasni ma'am, Mr. Ketan Kamble sir, Mrs. Pratibha Kamble ma'am, Mrs. Paulmati Lucas ma'am, our non-teaching staff, my team members, and last but not the least, our audience for making this webinar so interesting. Since it is part of our community work, I would also like to thank Mr. Sachin Kadam sir, founder of the People Foundation, and also thank Khushia Foundation, Anna Foundation, Vishwa Kalyan Samajik Sanstha for giving us this opportunity. Indeed, it is extremely important for us, especially women, to take care of our health, physical as well as mental, in order to give our best to our family, work, and society at large. Ma'am, your advice is simple to follow and would be beneficial to all of us. Your presentation is insightful and each point was very well explained. We all could relate well to your examples. I'm sure these words would have lifted your spirits high. Now it is time to tighten the laces of your running shoes and embrace the chances to be little filter and better than yesterday. See you on the other side. Till then, stay motivated, stay fit. By this, we come to the end of the webinar. Thank you once again.